This is a YouTube short. No, this is a TikTok right now. You watching the meanest comment.
Yeah.
The meanest comment was not the 150 comments roasting me. It was like our third or fourth episode, and the guy goes, "This is really crappy lighting." And you came up to me and you're like, "Look at this comment," and I'm like, "He's right." I was like, it's really bad lighting. Welcome back to Recommendations Required, a podcast where two best friends try to find their next obsession, and maybe so will you. I'm Ryan Mion.
And I'm Glenn Brown.
Man, it has been, how long has it been? It's been 17 minutes, 11 minutes of me searching stuff on my phone.
Set up.
Just know if we do start a Patreon, that is what you guys are going to do.
That's what you
me searching my phone, rambling. We're like, this is the content before the content, which was a joke that I made before it. So,
in the Patreon.
In the Patreon. So if
you get all the
if you're subscribed, or I don't know, do you sign up, subscribe to Patreon?
I don't know.
Cool. Okay, so episode 21, we're back to the normal rhythm.
Yeah.
We're back in it.
Yeah.
It's been a hot second. Last one was Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I hope people enjoyed the extra long episode. It was a little on the long side, but
I did notice that I did a lot of talking, and I think that's something I need to remember is if we're doing
Oppenheimer?
Yeah, if we're doing a movie,
yeah.
I have too much to say.
I mean, yeah, you're
which is
passionate
fine,
about it. That's
but
fine.
If we do 3D printing, then
yeah, there you go. Well, I feel like it's just natural for me to be asking you a lot of questions because it's like your subject matter.
Yeah,
you know?
That's fair. Also,
I think
to address the elephant in the room, we're in a different setting today.
Yeah.
We're actually in Glenn's casa.
Yeah.
Little scheduling thing, but I'm digging it.
You're digging it?
I'm like the coziness. I'm liking the handheld.
Okay. Comfy chairs. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell if this is gonna make me more heated about things or less or more chill about it. So
I guess we'll see.
We'll just have to find out.
I wanted to thank you in the episode for setting all this shit up in my house.
It's the same amount of setup in the office. It's just
but
I get to do it beforehand.
Yeah. You have more time when it's in the office.
Grab some pizza. The wives are hanging out. It's all good at home.
It's good vibe tonight.
No, it is.
See if it stays that way.
Yeah, I do want to say one thing before we jump into the opener and the review review.
Yeah.
Is I said that this was your worst recommendation on the
you did?
on the 20th episode.
Oh, you said it's my worst.
Yeah, I was like, and then we talk about Glenn's worst suggestion or whatever.
Yeah.
Not the case.
Oh, not the case.
Not the case.
Okay.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
And I'll explain. It's been a roller coaster, but you said you have an opener.
Okay. Yeah. It's very simple. I just wanted to chat with you about something.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Maybe I got to come up with a name for this, like Jock Chat or something.
Jock Chat.
Yeah. I joined a fantasy football league, and I've never done that before.
Can I tell you something? I've always wanted to join a fantasy football league.
Really?
I don't know anything about sports, but the
oh man, maybe I should save this as a recommendation. Well, it's too late now, I guess.
We could still recommend it.
It would
I
just
won't
be
try
a year
it.
for now.
How many people are in? Is it through work?
No, it's
Family?
through a friend group.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 8 of us in there. But like the draft's like over.
Do you have skin in the game?
No skin in the game. It's just for fun.
I feel like you gotta throw at least a couple bucks.
Yeah, maybe we
know.
will. I don't know.
I watched The League, which is like a TV show about the fantasy football.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I
think
know
it's
that.
called The League.
Okay.
It's gonna be
good.
It's not bad. It's
Okay.
it's just one of those like a bunch of characters and they're wacky and they're just like mean to everyone.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of fun. Like they're just all horrible people.
Yeah.
one of those.
Yeah. I was just like, I've never been a sports person. I've never like sat down to watch a sports game. I never like take time out of my day to watch sports. It's just not something that interests me or I find really entertaining.
Same.
But I have like friends in a bunch of different states now.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, this would be a good way to keep in touch. Like, we'll do a fantasy draft and then we can like hop online together and draft and do all that stuff. So we did that. And then I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But like the app we're using just tells you who's the best. It gives you stats. And like
cool.
obviously like there's some like underdogs people might know that they want to draft and stuff like that. But
are you all kind of not jocks? Or is it like
literally only like one person.
Like a lot of you don't know sports.
No, I would say two of the 8 are like into sports.
Okay. Are they winning?
No.
That's fun.
So it actually turned out to be like pretty even playing field, but like of course it seems pretty like random. Like it's hard to predict.
Yeah.
So it's not like you just I know all the stats, so I'm gonna draft the best team and do the best. Like it's a lot of like wild card. I don't know what's gonna happen sort of stuff. But I was over at my brother-in-law's house for like Sunday kickoff. So they had like 3 different games going on 3 different TVs.
Yeah.
And I found myself being like, oh, that's my player. That's my player on my team. And then like he got passed the ball or something. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like I'm going to get points for that, you know? Fun. I was like, wait, I'm invested in this now.
Yeah,
I started to kind of get it.
Okay.
Like I feel like fantasy football got me to get it.
It's the gateway.
Yeah. I started it instead of like looking at like 40 people on this field. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who the key people are. Like I know that's Aaron Rodgers. That's pretty much all I got. But now I'm like, I need to worry about 4 people. Essentially, or really they're all on different teams. So one person on the screen, you know, and I can just root for that one person and it feels great. And I don't even care if like the team's losing and the game's basically over already. It's like, doesn't matter. I just still need that one guy to be getting me points. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I found it really fun. I didn't think to recommend it because the season's already started. It would be like a year from now, but I don't know. Maybe I bring it back in a year.
It's been one of those things that I'm like, does the idea seem fun? Would it actually be fun? I mean, I'm not like necessarily against sports. You know what I mean? I'm not like anti-sports. I just like I like going to games like when invited and stuff, and like I wouldn't go out of my way and then like always watch the Super Bowl. Like, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think I would need something more than just like cheering for one single team. I like the idea of fantasy, like a fantasy football team where it's like you have, if you didn't grow up with a team or you haven't like bought into the nostalgia of it, then like you are kind of like creating and putting some of your own skin in the game. Yeah. Like there's that investment. So that does sound interesting. I mean, and to your point, it's like if you're already invested in sports, then you're like, oh, I get why people are really into this.
Yeah, and like it's kind of like on a weekly basis, like it pairs you up against someone for the week. So it's just you and one other person, their team, like getting points for the week, and it's like kind of Wednesday to Wednesday.
And then you can like trade people and
stuff. And you can like trade people if like people get injured or like they're just not performing how you thought they would, but someone else might need that position filled, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I actually was predicted to win my first week, and I ended up just getting slaughtered. Like so much wild stuff happened. Like
that's kind of fun though. At the same time,
yeah. Like I thought it would be like, oh, I have a 60% chance of winning. I'm gonna win. Like I kind of just figured it was very predictable. But then the guy I was facing off against had the Cowboys defense. Like you have a whole team defense. You don't like draft individual players on defense. And the Cowboys like got like the most points a defense would ever get. Like just like half their points were from this defense, which like never happens because like they didn't allow any points and they sacked 7 times. It was just absolutely insane. But I was like, oh, well, like this is fun now. I like this. You know?
I'm into it now. Yeah.
I've found it pretty intriguing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe next year I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. We got to start a fantasy league.
That'd be fun. I'd be down to try that.
I've been liking it much more than I thought I would.
I promise the listener, this will not become a sports podcast.
No, it could not, would not.
Yeah, maybe one episode about fantasy. So, all right. Yeah. Should we get into the weeds?
Yeah, let's get into the weeds. Nick D. I recommended to you Nick D in episode 19.
Yeah.
We did our whole 20 shebang, so we're returning to that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I'm trying to think of the best way to start this conversation. Let's start here. So we brought pizza over today.
Yeah.
It's gonna make sense, I promise. Okay. Just strap in.
It's a weird way to start.
Yeah. So like for you, what is like the best pizza toppings, period. In your opinion.
The best pizza
Like you're just
toppings.
like you're like looking at a pizza, like, or
Yeah.
you're gonna order pizza and this is a pre-made pizza. You're like, that's it. That's literally perfect.
Oof. I am partial to the barbecue chicken pizza.
Okay.
So
Okay.
barbecue sauce, chicken, onions, maybe some pineapple.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. This analogy has fallen apart.
Okay.
So
Well,
the thing I was gonna say is like, I've always taken you as like, you just like normal.
pretty much just cheese is
Just
the way I
cheese.
usually go. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So for the analogy's sake, let's just say that
I
is
usually go plain cheese.
that is
yes.
your like MO.
Yes.
Okay.
You
So-
got pizza today, and I literally just ate the
And
plain
it was-
cheese.
Yeah, I got cheese, and then I got like a regular that had olives, peppers,
Yeah,
mushrooms,
too much,
sausage.
Too much.
So okay, this is my point.
Okay.
This is the analogy.
Yeah.
Is I
It's
am
the cheese pizza of rappers.
basically yeah. Yes, that's
okay.
I was maybe gonna push it a little further in a negative direction, but like
Oh wow. Okay.
it's just what was the thing I watched recently that you recommended me that I almost couldn't finish? Was it Jujutsu Kaisen?
Jujutsu
No,
Kaisen. Yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Visions was hard. Jujutsu Kaisen was hard.
Yeah.
This was like I could barely get through a song.
Wow.
But here's the thing.
okay.
Nick D, if you're listening, first off, go listen to a better podcast.
No way he is listening to this.
Go find something worth
He's
your
got
time.
better
This
things
is
to
not
do.
it. Okay, so here's the thing. When I said in Oppenheimer that this was your worst recommendation, it was
Yeah.
because I was so indifferent. I had nothing,
You had nothing to say about it?
nothing to say. I
Okay.
was like, I could go my whole life not knowing this rapper,
Yeah.
and it would not have influenced me any differently than if I did know him.
Okay. Okay.
Like, and
but you said this was a roller coaster of an experience.
it was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So it started off
It sounds like
it started off as I started listening. I was
it
like,
was a walk.
"Yikes! This is gonna be a rough go at it." And
Okay.
like, I listened to like, honestly, between 10 songs, like
Yeah.
a total of like 4 minutes, 5 minutes maybe. I'd like start it for like
Okay.
30 seconds. Like, I can't do this. This is so rough. Well, okay, it wasn't so like Visions Visions was like
Okay.
Visions and Jujutsu Kaisen were like there was cool stuff in it,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but like there were things that made me mad. And like
Okay.
honestly, like especially with Jujutsu Kaisen, I think I came down on it harder than my
Mhm.
actual like if you know, it's like obviously that's the episode where I got ripped.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like if you listen to the whole episode,
Yeah.
I don't actually hate it.
no.
It's just
Yeah.
there's these things that made me really
Yeah.
mad because it could have been cooler.
Yeah.
Nick D to me was just like, "What do you think of this glass of water?" And it's just like, "Yeah, it's water. I don't know. Like I just have no. It's not like full of dirt. It's not like super like there's no like
It's just plain.
flavor. It's just
plain.
It's like again, it was like I was listening to it, I'm like, this is just TikTok rapper at its core. It's like
Okay.
the essence of TikTok rap.
Sure.
And I'm just like, all of his songs are just like it's the same thing on repeat, and then it's like I do like the diversity of the songs. Like there's like he tries to play around with a bunch of different
Yeah.
styles.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I could barely get it through a song. And like and this is like another thing too about that I'm realizing about myself as
Yeah.
we're doing this
Yeah.
is there's a I'll bring it up and I'm probably going to recommend it because I know you'll never go out of your way to listen to it.
Sure.
There's a genre of music
Okay.
I've been specifically into called funk or funk walk,
Funk.
PHONK,
Okay.
and it's just like a sensory overload. It's just
Oh. Okay.
it's music to put you in a certain headspace.
Interesting.
And we'll get into it in a certain episode.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. I will
Nick-
purposely
but, like,
not seek
And
out.
I've also like I haven't really been listening to music period really other
Yeah.
than like working out or trying to like work.
Yeah.
It's like very much background music and like he just doesn't do it for me for even background music. Like
Wow.
I play it like while I'm walking. I'm like, I can't. I just I I'm not saying that he. And here's the other thing that I feel so shitty about
Yeah.
is like I know I'm not punching down,
Yeah.
but like this is like a guy who's trying his hardest and putting his
Yeah.
heart on the line.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't
You're just
yell.
like, "You suck."
I can't yell at him like I can. And this is also why.
To be fair, he's pretty big now.
I get that, but
So
like
now you're punching up.
no, but still, there's something weird about it where it's like, it's the specific dude. It's not a whole show.
It's not a show. Yeah.
It's not a movie.
It feels targeted.
It's like this is him.
Okay, I need to ask you a question.
That was the other quick thing. That was the other
Okay.
reason I said this was your worst recommendation because I feel like I can't go off. I feel like you tied my hands because I literally feel bad.
Oh, that's so good. Okay. I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
You seem to have an inability to enjoy cheese pizza. You seem to have an inability to just enjoy something that's just simple. It's just
Okay.
it's
Okay. Here's
yeah.
yeah.
You know
this
what I'm
is-
saying,
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
right?
I know. I get what you're saying.
Like I
Here's-
feel like
so-
you're asking more of it than it's designed to give. Like
Okay.
it's not logic. I'm not
I think
pitching
there's-
this
okay.
rapper to you like it's logic.
No,
you know?
I get that. Okay, so and that's the thing too, is like I listen to this, I'm like, this is the style though of like TikTok rap.
Yeah.
Like it is its own genre.
Yeah, definitely.
Where it's like it's kind of this loose beat that's kind of, and then all of the lyrics, I don't know if you get this feeling, like to me this is a turn off, but all the lyrics feel like they're trying to show how clever they are. Like
okay.
it doesn't
Okay.
feel like it's like this is for the song or this is for it's like did you catch that?
Got
Like
it,
that's
got
a
it,
little
got
bit
it,
of the
got it.
feeling
Yep,
I get from
yep.
it. From him and other rappers.
I feel like I don't generally get that feeling because I'm not clever. Like I'm not like a witty, clever person in that kind of way.
I wouldn't say that I'm clever or witty either.
I think you
I
are.
just think I pick up on them trying to go wink wink. And
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
feel when it's the whole song and it's every one
Sure.
of your songs. I'm like, it's one thing, it's like you drop a song, you're like, it's like, because that's kind of fun.
Sure.
It's fun when you're watching it on TikTok, but then if you go to his page and you just go swiping and it's only him doing that,
Mm-hmm.
then you're kind of like, okay, yeah, cool. You rhymed those two words together, or
Sure, sure.
you said this, but it meant something different.
Okay.
So okay, but to go into the cheese pizza thing,
Yeah.
to me, like, I need something that is novel,
Mm-hmm.
that is like complicated if it's half baked, but if it's really good,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm fine keeping it simple. So like there's this balance of complexity and novelty,
Mm-hmm.
and then complexity and novelty, and then like how good it is.
Sure.
And my enjoyment is like this.
Yeah.
So if it's real, I did that chart wrong. You know what I'm saying?
we'll put it in there.
We'll put it in here. Chart. Yeah, there we go. We'll see if I actually do it.
You're just gonna cut into the middle of this episode with like a TED talk.
Yeah. We do need more bits. But then so it's like if you give me a cheese pizza from Domino's,
Yeah.
no.
What's wrong with that?
Just throw stuff on it. Throw the bacon on there, throw the like meat lovers, just like
I just feel like
push me with it. And then it's like, but if you go to like a real awesome pizza place, I'm like okay, it's like coffee shops.
no, I totally get what you're saying. Is you don't need the complexity there if it's very good and precise,
Yeah.
you know? But like if it's not going to be like top-notch quality, you want it to at least be trying to do something or like
Yes.
have a little bit to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's to me is like his music to me doesn't accomplish either of those things where kind of like everything else out there when it comes to like this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like really good at it.
Sure.
Because like I'm sure there's a lot of people doing what he's doing. It's like cool to see that he's like going off.
Yeah.
But then I listen to it out of the context of social media,
Mm-hmm.
just as a song.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but I also don't really love pop music either. So like,
yeah, that's fair.
I might just not be like the audience. It's one of those things where I just feel like I'm like, this isn't my jam. This isn't my jam. But I think to your point, it's like, if you're gonna try something new, I don't know why my head's going on those weird analogies. It's like you have like people diving off a diving board, and someone just dives and like does something crazy and then belly flops. You're like, you tried something new. That was really cool.
Sure.
You
Sure.
botched it.
Yeah.
You did a horrible job.
But
But
it
at
was
least
cool
you
to
tried
see them go
something
for it. Yeah.
Instead, and then someone's like just does a dive, but it's perfect. You're like, wow. And then there's someone just does a dive and it's just okay. And I'm like, you didn't try anything. You didn't really do the simple thing well.
But like, why can't you just enjoy like kids doing some cannonballs?
But they're not kids.
Like,
It's a little different.
we're all kids. Like, I hear his music and I hear someone just having fun rapping.
Yeah.
And that's enjoyable to me. Like,
don't.
I don't need him to like push the boundaries of lyrical writing or push the boundaries of what a beat
that's
is.
fair.
Like, I'm just listening to someone have fun doing something they love doing.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. But
Yeah.
you just don't seem to enjoy that. Or is that just not coming through for you?
I think I'm I don't know if I would come in with this with a different perspective if you didn't tell me he was a TikTok rapper. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Is the TikTok biasing you?
Is the TikTok biasing me? That I know that these are all made and like there's some video of him like dancing and like I don't know. There's just this persona of like when you say TikTok blank.
Why is that a problem?
I don't think
Because
it is.
I very much picture like if Logic wrote a song and then to promote that song made a TikTok video of it with it, like is he now a TikTok rapper? That's a
No,
problem?
no.
Like what is
I think there is. It's the same kind of thing with like a YouTuber, and it's the same kind of thing when YouTubers go like, "Here's this film I made," and it's like, okay, is it a film? Is it a YouTube video? And like,
gotcha.
does it
Okay.
really matter? No. Like
Gotcha.
this is
Okay.
it's just semantics and it's me being gatekeeping. But I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
but I think to me at the core of all of it is like the motivation.
Mm-hmm.
And like we kind of had a conversation about this and it's like something that I personally have been playing with and thinking about more and more. But it's like you have your art form and your art craft that is expressive or you're using it in some way, whatever. Like I don't want to turn this into a huge podcast about art.
No.
But like then the other thing is like to make things in order to increase views and likes and become
Yeah.
popular. Like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
pop music is popular music. Like
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
And to me that has never
cranking out
been my
hits.
draw.
Okay.
Like
okay.
I think
okay.
I think when
that's
the
fair.
I think when I can feel that the core of your creative decision making was based off views and to become popular, which is not bad. Like streamers are doing that, like YouTube creators do
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah, yeah.
this guy's doing it and it's working
that's
it's
the world
working
we're
really
in.
well for him.
Yeah.
Like he has a great audience. It just doesn't
Doesn't do it for you.
it doesn't do it for me.
Okay. Can just to like are you gonna be able to rock with me on like naming a couple songs? Like, do you know any songs if I named them?
If I listen to a couple seconds. Like, there was one song. Let me just quickly.
Okay. Because there's a couple songs that I have in my head that I really enjoy. I think you might not, but there's one song that I'm like, I think he would like this song.
There was one song I listened to. I was like, oh, I actually kind of like this.
Okay.
And it's like the other thing for me too is like a rapper who and I'm not really big into rap either. It's like he's already
Sure,
not at a
sure.
great start
Yeah.
for a lot of things for me. But like a rapper I like is NF, and he's extremely cringe. Like people meme about him. It's
Oh,
like
really?
a joke. Yeah,
I didn't know
it's
that.
like,
Okay.
and I get it. I get why. But like he talks about things and speaks into things that I really resonate with.
Sure.
And not just like the
It
faith
speaks to you.
just the faith stuff, but like there's lines and stuff that like speak to me on a deep level,
Yeah.
and I just don't get any of that from Nick.
Well, that's not what he's doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's like, if
But
I'm
that's
not,
what you're looking for.
yeah. And
That's fair. That's fair. That's totally fair.
Swing was okay. Swing
Love
was fine.
swing. I love swing.
of
I
course-
can
of
jam to
course you
swing.
do. And that was the other thing too, is like some of his beats are like so good and feel so awesome. And some of them I'm like, what is this? Also his little call out, honey, something like
100 grands.
I think it's Fit the Bill.
You like Fit the Bell?
I think that's the one that
Okay. Okay.
yes.
I really like Mona Lisa.
And it's like they're fun and stuff, but I think this my opinion of why he doesn't work for me is the same reason that like a lot of movies don't work for me and a lot of TV shows don't work for me. Is like,
yeah, you have a very narrow window of what you're looking for.
I think I just my cocky side wants to say I just have a high standard,
Yeah, yeah.
and like,
And I'm okay. I guess what I'm trying to do
yes,
is I want to challenge that a little bit.
I'm here for it.
I think your standard is too high in certain regards,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? Like I think your standard can be high when you're like being critical of something.
yeah.
But like with
You
this,
want me
I
to-
felt like I was honestly asking you to just like just lower your bar a little bit and just
Yeah.
like I pitched the music. I specifically
You
pitched
did.
it as
I think
like,
you pitched it well, by the way.
this is just chill vibes. Like we're not trying to like be revolutionary here.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not trying to like this is the greatest rapper ever. I'm like, this
I
guy's just
think-
putting out some chill
I think
vibes.
the
Like let's
issue-
just hang with that.
I think the issue is you're asking me to listen to it on a platform where I then have to review it.
That's fair. That's fair. That's
If
fair.
you
That's
like,
fair.
if you said outside of this podcast, "Hey, dude, check this guy out," like just when you're driving, like, okay, I mean, but and I
That's
feel
true.
like my
Okay.
response is to be like, but like, it's becoming fall again, and I'm kind of like checking out Timber Timbre.
Yeah. Oh man, I want to return to Timber Timbre.
That's what I'm saying.
That was
like,
great. That was great.
It's like if I'm gonna listen to something, if I'm gonna watch something, if I'm gonna consume
Mm-hmm.
art on the most basic level,
Yeah.
I just want it to resonate and speak to me.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it can be like, okay, here's kind of an example where I feel like I'm starting to head down that road. And it's like it doesn't always have to be this like guttural response.
Sure.
But like a show that I just got back into was Adventure Time.
okay.
And like that is very, I would say, kind of that same lane of like they're not really trying to be super deep. They're just kind of being playful. It's whatever. But like
I know nothing about Adventure Time.
that might be a show I recommend down the road. But it like there's something that's in that show that is not in other shows. There's
okay.
there's
There's
love,
something unique.
There's something unique. And like I think that's the thing is like I'm fine if Nick D is like the trying the new thing doesn't even need to be that like you're doing something that no one else has ever done.
Sure.
That doesn't happen. Like
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
it's baby steps into the evolution of something.
Yeah.
But it's you feel like such a carbon copy of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then especially when it's like there's another TikTok rapper that I can't remember his name, that I do know that I'm like, I feel like he just does it better.
Okay.
So I think that was the other thing. I was like, I've heard stuff in this style,
yeah.
and this is my standard for it. And then I hear his stuff and it feels like, in my opinion, feels lower.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, why would I
Okay.
go to that then?
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to just very quickly to kind of shift gears a little bit. I kind of brought this up before that he seems to have a different way of making rap. Where it's like he's very much like he like set himself up to like crank out a song every week to try and like
and
just do that iterated
I had that in my head while
iterative
listening.
process. Like I kind of wanted to like see what you thought about that as an artistic process. Like, do you think
Yeah.
that is valuable? Like doing stuff like
Yeah,
that?
I think so. And that was something I was listening to. I was like, you know, he's cranking out a ton of songs, and like, I don't know what his process is. Like, he probably doesn't have a team, like really producing stuff. It's probably
No, he does
mostly
not.
solo.
Yeah, it's like
So
him
it's like
in
there
his
is
backyard.
there is a like a beauty to that. And or you think of Casey Neistat, like, I don't know if you know who that is.
Nope.
He kind of, I would say he generally mainstreamed vlogging in a lot of ways, but he did like a vlog. I think it was like every day.
Okay.
And was huge, like got huge out of it. And I think there's a piece where it's like the quantity of a thing obviously means that the quality does have to drop. I think that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Like, if you think about, I think one of the things that in one of my YouTube videos I talked about was like giving yourself really small windows to create something so you can't get in your head about your perfectionism.
Yeah.
And I'm this is like a really good way to practice that.
Yeah.
But then part of me, if that's just like how you roll and that's how you work, I'm like, cool. But I'm like, is it
at some point?
Is it the creative process, or is it because it's better for the algorithm?
Gotcha. Okay.
And
that's interesting.
I'm not here to like say that that's right or wrong.
No.
But I think it's
probably different for every person too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a piece of me that's,
I feel like I'm not super familiar with that in terms of specifically like songwriting. Like, I feel like I always hear about someone like cranking out like 20 songs for an album over like the course of a year. Like, I thought it was really interesting to like set that goal of just cranking out music like that.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if you could tell this or if you listened to enough to tell this, but I do feel like I scrolled way back on like his Spotify and listened to some stuff, and I'm like, oh, he got better. Like,
yes,
his newer stuff is way better. You can like feel the improvement like going through in that, which I thought was really cool.
It's a really cool process, and it's something I struggle with is like showing my stuff when I feel like I'm already better than that.
Yeah,
you know,
it's almost like you wanna delete it, you know, and like wipe it. And like his stuff goes way back.
A YouTube video I'm working on right now is around this term that my friend used called skill creep. Do you know what power creep is? So like, I'll talk about Magic in this sense, but
I feel like I've heard this term before.
The idea is like if you create a game, like you have a certain set of power that everything's like how powerful it is.
Yep.
Especially for online games that go for several years and keep getting updates and stuff. When you make something new for it, it has to fit into that power level. Otherwise, what you get is power creep, where you create something that's more powerful, which means you have to make the next thing more powerful, the next thing more powerful, the next thing more powerful.
Got it.
And then the original stuff is useless.
Yeah.
And so there's this idea of like skill creep, where you keep getting better at a thing.
Yeah.
So you want to stop showing your earlier stuff.
Oh, wow. I feel that.
And it's like, there's actually beauty and there's actually transparency that can happen with that. And I think this is the way of doing it. It's like, you just go, I'm not going to give myself time to put together an album because I'm just going to keep releasing things.
Yeah.
So my next song it won't always be your best that you've done so far.
Yeah.
But skill wise, it might be. So there's like,
that's interesting. I've definitely felt the urge to like take stuff down from my website. Like old backlog of like my portfolio and stuff, and I've like fought that urge. I feel like I can't take it down.
The thing too is like I do take it down on my website specifically,
really,
because I'm saying this is what you're hiring me to make.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't make this kind of stuff anymore.
Yeah,
in a good way.
That's fair.
So I think there's time to rotate. And that to me is my YouTube channel is like I have the content that I create that I'm not worried about views. It's more about the story and just
your passion behind it.
My passion behind it.
Yeah.
And then all the YouTube videos are behind the scenes. And that is where I'm like playing with creativity of like, how do I tell stories about how I think about something, how I work? Because to me, that's content that is coming from the content I'm already creating.
Yeah.
And that to me, I'm like, I'm fine if that actually does become about the views.
Yeah,
because I'm making it for that. But
that's
I feel like I do need, if I am if I only have that as my creative content, that feels really limiting. Yeah, and I just think
you lose the passion
not to like project onto other people.
Sure,
but I think there's a lot of that happening where the art you're making, the things you're creating, are really motivated by algorithms, by likes,
Yeah.
by views, and it goes, when do you get to play? Like, to your point, if the person does the dive, it's just a normal dive and they don't do it very well, but
Yeah.
they did it because they love diving,
Yeah.
and not because anyone's watching.
Yeah.
Now I enjoy it.
Okay.
It's just if I can feel the motivation, whether it's right or wrong, that really impacts my enjoyment of a thing.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
It was a deep one. I didn't expect it to go this deep. I liked it though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm liking the challenge of you recommending things that you're like, this is gonna push Ryan a little bit. I like that.
So yeah, I think this occurred to me after I recommended this thing. After we talked about Oppenheimer, I think like recently, it occurred to me that like I feel like you're trying to raise my bar a little bit on stuff. You're trying to like push my boundaries and get me into
Sometimes,
I think
everything
everywhere all at
Yes.
once was a perfect example.
Yeah,
like you're pushing
absolutely.
my boundaries of what a good movie is and like raising my bar a little bit.
Yes.
And I realized that like, I kind of feel like I'm trying to pull
I like
Ryan's
it.
bar down
I
a
think it's
little bit. I feel like I'm trying to equalize our bars.
And
a
I
little
felt
bit.
that on this one. I think in the past I'm like, how the hell is he recommending this to me? And this one I was like, I get it. I get why you're recommending it.
Okay.
It's not. Visions was different.
Visions is different. That was a bad
Visions
rack.
felt
that was
Visions
a bad
felt
rack.
different. This is
Yes.
like, I get why people like it. I get why Glenn likes it. Not for
And
me, but let's
honestly,
have a conversation about it.
I knew coming in that you were going to be critical of it. Like I knew that
Yeah.
you were going to come in and probably not like it. And I honestly thought the conversation would go more in a like artistic,
No,
like vision, like I don't like what do we think of art and stuff like that. Like I
Yeah.
thought it was going to go in that direction. But yeah, I like as I thought about it more, I'm like, you know what? I like this recommendation. I want to like
I think
I
it was a
wanna,
good.
like,
I think it was a
see
good recommendation.
what he's doing with this. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
yeah. Okay.
That said, I'll probably
Never return.
give it like 8 out of 10 teeth. Like 8 or 10
8
teeth.
Out of 32.
32.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say 8 out of 10.
It's like what?
Okay.
We need
No,
a-
that's fair.
yeah.
The playlist
Yeah.
that I sent you, I return to it daily.
It was his best songs because I was listening to stuff on his. Just someone had to play
Yeah.
like all his music, and I was like, I don't know.
Okay,
About this. And I
sorry.
listened to the playlist. I was like, okay, if this is what Glenn is drawn to,
That's what I'm drawn
I
to.
get it.
Okay. I have one song that I wanted to ask you about. Kitchen. Did you like Kitchen?
This is my other thing.
I
is,
know
like,
we're moving off topic, but-
How forgetful, like how what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah. Okay. So I liked it
Okay.
because I felt passion behind it.
Yeah.
It also did feel a little like,
Typical.
this is my deep song.
Oh,
That's what it
gotcha.
felt like to
Okay.
me.
Okay. I feel like you're reading into things so much.
Welcome my life. This is
I feel like that's just your MO. You just read into things so deep level.
okay.
And I
need
feel
to-
like
yeah.
I like you walk up to a new storefront, right? And like I'm standing outside the store just like enjoying the window display a little bit, you know, just taking it in a little bit, and you're like already in the store diving through the racks, like
Yes.
tearing things apart, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's
like,
It's not
take
a
it
good.
in a little
it's
bit.
not a good thing. I
Just
understand.
enjoy
Like
it.
I can't. So here's the weird thing. Man, this is we're already at 40 minutes.
Okay.
The quick thing. I do like. There are movies though that I watch that are like, they're not good, but I can enjoy them.
Oh, really?
Like,
Do you have an example?
Meg.
The Meg?
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Any like big monster movie.
Really?
That's just like a thing that Jackie and I do. It's like a
You
comfort.
enjoy watching The Meg.
Yeah. Yeah.
My wife is going to love that fact.
Yeah. It's what, like I said, there's a
Oh my
very
God.
there's a very big difference between I like a film and it's a good film.
Yeah. No. Yeah,
I like The
definitely.
Meg.
Okay.
It's not good.
Oh, it's a bad film.
It's a bad film.
but
but-
in a fun way.
But if you go
It knows what it
and
is.
you're that's okay.
It knows what it is.
This is my point.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my
Same-
point, and this
same
was
thing
my
with-
biggest thing with Nick D too. Was like all of his hate rap. He's like, all these haters hate me. I'm like,
Yeah. No one hates you.
dude, just sit down. This is my thing.
Okay.
That's my thing.
Okay.
If you know what you are and
Yeah.
you play into the wackiness of it,
There's genuine. You want
Yes.
you want genuine out of it.
the reason people are resonate with Die Hard and John Wick
Yep.
is
I was
because those
gonna
are
use John
two
Wick.
action films that know what they are.
They're action films.
That you walk in the theater and they go, we know what the contract is.
Yeah.
You want to see people die.
Yeah.
You don't really care about story, so let's just get into it.
Let's just
and
do
you're
it.
like, thank you.
Yeah. Let's keep the plot simple.
Exactly.
His dog died, and now he's going to
He's
kill
gonna kill
everyone.
everyone.
That's it. That's all you need. We don't need to
Exactly.
complicate it.
Exactly. So I think there is beauty in that.
Okay,
As well. So,
okay.
to your point, okay,
No,
if you
I'm
go to the
getting your vibe.
storefront,
Yeah.
and like, because sometimes like I'll walk into a coffee shop and the aesthetic is just horrendous.
really?
Like it's just like you walk in, you're like, what are we doing here? But then there's a certain point where you go, but this is kind of the vibe though.
It knows.
It knows. It's just like we're not gonna try to be some like
Oh,
trendy.
man.
So there's
so
a
interesting.
there's a fine line where I'm like, I
Yeah.
can just love the simple and I can love the side that you're kind of speaking into where it's like, I'm just going to enjoy this thing. I'm like, I'm here for that. But like, if
you want it
if
to
you're
be aware.
pretending
Okay.
to be something you're not, and I can
Yeah.
feel that you're trying hard.
Okay.
Down I came up with a phrase. Next episode, I'll see if I can remember it. There's like a kind of a phrase like that. There was a
Okay.
restaurant I went to recently that was
Man,
like that.
I love this. I like this.
This is so good.
Okay.
This is some good content right
yeah,
here.
I'm gonna have to like think about that when I'm recommending you stuff.
Yeah,
It's like, is the thing I'm recommending being genuine with itself? It's
I think that's a really big thing for me.
Yeah, I'll use that as like I said. I wanna try
Like, I'm
and
not gonna
recommend
walk
things
into like
that
a
you're
Ma
gonna
Pa
like.
store and go like, oh, these light fixtures are.
No. Yeah.
I'm like, you guys know what you are.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's fair.
There's
Okay.
beauty in them.
I'm gonna start asking myself that question when I'm thinking of something.
It's
to
a
recommend
slippery road,
You.
Glenn.
Does it know?
It's a
does it know what it
slippery
is?
road. You might end up like me.
I feel like my best recommendations have been stuff that's genuine, that knows what it is.
Yes.
Like Hades knows what it
100%.
is. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Mm.
This is so good.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna need to start like a checklist. Like it needs to check all these boxes for it to come to Ryan's
But
side.
also, you should throw things at me just because you like him and you
Yeah.
want to see.
Yeah.
me
I will too.
scream
I will
at it.
too. I just think that's an interesting question to ask.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Let's. Should we take a break and then move into your recommendation?
I think we just jump into it unless you have something to
No.
bring up. Okay.
No.
So my recommendation, I've been so excited to recommend this to you.
Okay.
And it's not a very Ryan thing at all.
Oh,
So it's actually it does know what it is.
Okay. It passes.
It is very
passes
genuine.
The genuine
it's
test.
authentic. It is the unexperienced person trying to do the most crazy thing, like off the diving board, kind of like the
Okay.
diving board analogy,
Okay.
and then landing it like nobody's business.
Oh.
So I have a
Interesting.
couple stats about this. So first, I'm just gonna say what it is.
You're gonna back up your recommendation with stats? That's such a Glenn move.
No, it's not backing up. It's
Okay.
because I think it'll get you hyped.
Oh. Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
I
I'm
think,
excited.
I think
Let's-
you'll be like, oh, now I actually want to jump into this.
Okay.
So it's a video game,
It's a video
and
game.
it's called Battle Bit.
Battle
Bit.
Bit.
Okay.
Okay.
So I bring these stats up.
I
again,
have to say, based on the title, not a game I would seek out.
I know. So
Battle Bit.
okay. I'm like legit kind of getting chills before I read this because it's such a win. It's such a win in video games.
Okay.
Like it is, I think, in the same vein of like what Baldur's Gate has done for video
Whoa,
games.
that's a claim, my
know.
man. That's a claim.
So it's like, yeah, same vein, not
Okay.
not at the same height. But okay, so this is a it's baseline it's a multiplayer first person shooter.
Okay.
It
Sounds
is
up my alley.
almost a complete ripoff of Battlefront.
Oh, I love Battlefront.
I know you do. It has very low graphics
Okay. Hence the bit.
bit.
Yeah.
It was made that way so that everybody could play it.
Oh.
It was made intentionally low graphics
Yeah.
so that you could play it on a really crappy
On
computer.
any computer.
Because the person developing it had a crappy computer.
Okay.
And said, I want everyone to be able to play this.
I also have a crappy
It was
computer.
developed by 3 people.
Okay.
It has surpassed all video game sales on Steam except for CS:GO, which is free.
What? All other games on Steam.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Cyberpunk, Starfield.
It's
Street
above
Fighter
all
6.
those.
Yes.
That is insane.
Now,
how have I not heard about this game?
Here's where people kind of come at that. They go, yeah, but it's only $15, which is another thing. It's only $15. But the sales aren't based off how many were sold. It's based off revenue.
Oh, that's even wilder. I was gonna say $15 isn't a lot.
No,
because there's a ton of free games that I'm like, oh, all these free games would surpass it. But based off revenue is even wilder.
Yeah. So it's $15. It has surpassed all of the Battlefronts combined.
That's insane.
In the first 2 weeks.
What? How long has this game been out?
It's been out maybe like a couple months.
Wow.
3 people, dude. 3 people.
I
think this was their first video game.
Insane.
Yeah.
That is an insane stat.
Yeah. It's
well,
wild.
okay, I am actually really excited about this because my computer is taking a dive.
Yes.
And I have friends who are just playing on laptops, you know?
Yes. So let's see.
Okay.
BattleBit Remastered, which is the second top selling game on Steam for the week ending June. It was second only to CS:GO, Valve's free-to-play shooter, which makes BattleBit Remastered the highest grossing premium title on the platform globally.
That's crazy.
This is a quote from one of the developers. The core idea of the game is to make something that delivers the same experience, but on the very lowest end of hardware. That makes sense to me. It's quite a simple formula, I'm not going to lie.
Wow.
Don't you isn't there part of you that just gets pumped to be a part of it?
Yes. Yeah.
This is my point.
I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's really...
I feel like I'm going to tell all my friends to buy this game so I can play with multiple people. And they're all going to be like, yeah, we've been playing this for months. What are you talking about?
It's surprising. It's surprising to me how many people don't know about it. But I would say my general circle, everyone knows about it. It's $15.
Yeah.
It's low poly. It looks like Roblox. It feels great.
I'm not familiar with the Roblox.
Minecraft. It looks like Minecraft.
Okay.
Very low text, no textures, very blocky.
Okay.
There's in person. They call it VoIP, where it's you when you
proximity
talk.
chat.
Thank you. Proximity chat. There's multiple classes. Same thing with Battlefront. They have tanks, big maps. Everything's destructible. You can do sniping. You medic, gunner. There's tons of guns you can unlock.
Okay.
Though, there's really honestly I don't want to. I kind of want to chat with you about it after, once we review it. There's not really a lot I can add to it, other than to say it takes what you love about Battlefront through all the games and then just cuts out all the fluff.
Yeah.
It's just what you want from it.
Yeah.
It's just, also it's 164 versus 164. So the teams are
that is
huge.
massive.
I think so. Let me just double check on that.
That blows Battlefield out of the water.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, if you're running it that low,
Yep.
then yeah, sure. Throw a ton of people in there. Is there different game modes like capture the flag, team deathmatch, domination?
I might have spoke too soon. Hold on. I feel like there was a total lobby of 254 players.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so just imagine you are on a fully destructible map with 254 people.
Yeah.
Just there's the whole squad system's built in there. You can create your own squads, that whole thing.
Yeah.
You get promoted. The one biggest difference I would say between BattleBit and all the other Battlefronts is everybody can revive anyone.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, but it's great. It's super, super great. Medics revive people faster, and then they have more supplies to heal people while you're hurt.
Okay.
But if you're in a squad with 2 guys and you get downed, I can always revive you. You'll be lower, and I won't be able to heal you if you're a medic. But
yeah.
It's great.
Huh, okay. I'm honestly so blown away by the sales stat.
It's
That's
unbelievable.
just nuts.
It's unbelievable. So when I recommend things to you, you tend to enjoy everything that I recommend to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna push it, and I'm gonna say this. Okay. This might be your top 5 games, like in your current rotation, maybe even top game in your current rotation.
I don't have a lot of games on my current rotation, but it's not a hard bar.
But I'm thinking
okay. You think this is gonna become a main staple?
This will become a main staple.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll surpass Apex, because winning an Apex game there's something good to it. But like I think the life, like where you are in life, this is the game you need.
Okay.
Where you can hop in, you can
hop
reconnect
out.
to
We
that.
talked about that.
You can reconnect to that Battlefield feel.
Mm-hmm.
You can do some work. You can grind out.
I was high on Battlefield 1 for a long time. Specifically Battlefield 1. Oh my God.
We were really into that.
Hours.
So
hundreds of hours.
I think it was more into Battlefield 3. That was like
I was in 1 real hard. Yeah. I'd say my current rotation is like Apex. I've been trying out Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
I don't think Phasmophobia is necessarily the game for me, but
it's just like not gimmicky. There's nothing gimmicky about it. It's also not trying to reinvent the wheel.
Sure.
It's just saying all gamers want is the wheel. So let's just give them the thing they want.
Wheel.
They really don't care about good graphics.
Yeah.
We really don't care about like the best skins. It's like, just give us something to grind.
Just give us a quality first-person shooter.
I've had really no bad experiences.
Okay.
It's very like, I also feel like from my experience, there's not a lot of try-harding in it either. There's just you go in and everyone's like,
we're having a good time.
We're just wet, like we're just playing a game.
Yeah.
And you can feel it.
Like Deep Rock vibes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
So
okay.
I think
you've hyped me for this.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that you'll have a gripe about, or
what are you doing tonight?
Dude, I'm so down to play. That's the only thing is like we were playing Apex the other night, and I was like, I don't want to play this. I want to play BattleBit with you.
Oh, okay.
Cool Apex, but like I don't need more season things. Like just give me a great okay. Apex is really fun, but it's not fun the whole game.
Oh, I think it's fun the whole game. People. I have friends who specifically will not play Apex anymore because they're like, it's a running simulator. I won't do it.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, but there's that in this too. But I don't know. It's like the core game loop is like not the best. It's fun.
I find it.
But I think if you were to if you were to have a graph of like how much fun are you currently having, you would be surprised. Like, it's just that when it is fun, it's like super high.
Yeah. It's peaks and valleys.
It feels very peaks and valleys. And I'm like, I don't know.
You think this is more level?
I just feel like it's so polished, and it's so just like,
okay.
I don't think you'll get stuck on the graphics. I have never imagined you to be someone that gets stuck on the graphics.
No, not really.
It's derp. It's like, but there's like,
I'm down for that.
Oh, the one thing they don't have also is they don't have airplanes out. They have helicopters.
Oh, thank God.
They have helicopters.
I literally cannot fly an airplane in a video game.
I know.
Like, I literally avoid it every time I'm in Battlefield. And when I do, I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm going to hop in. I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah.
Less than 5 seconds, I have crashed.
The worst is when you start flying and then someone else pops in and is like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm sorry.
No. They hop in. I'm like, get out of this plane right now unless you want to die.
Yeah.
Because I cannot do it. I can't fly it. I'm horrible.
There's another mechanic that I think is like in Call of Duty now. But like when you die, you have like 15 seconds to talk to the enemy player.
Oh, yeah.
It's like really fun.
What's that called?
Post-death,
like hot mic or no. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
So, but yeah, BattleBit.
Okay, I'm excited. I want to check this out.
Northgard's been really fun. I've been really enjoying Northgard.
I'd say Northgard is in my top 5 rotation.
I think And I think like I have you figured out of like what kind of games I'm like, okay, Glenn needs this in his life to keep like.
I got you.
You don't like. I just downloaded or I've been playing Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
which is
I would love to play Baldur's Gate, but it ain't gonna happen for me. It's not gonna happen.
We'll see.
Same thing with Elden Ring.
If I recommend it,
Would love to play Elden Ring. It's just not gonna happen.
Okay, we'll see. So
that could be my long recommendation, maybe.
That would okay.
It's just
so
wait.
Segue.
Long. Yeah, segue.
So segue.
Yeah.
Guess what is coming up?
What's coming up?
You're not gonna believe it.
What?
October 6th
is
our year anniversary.
What? No. We have not been doing this a year.
Yeah, our first episode came out October 6th.
For real.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I think
because it would be 24 episodes in a year.
Every other week. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So I feel like we need to do our long recommendations.
I think we do
on October 6th.
I think our year anniversary needs to be all our long recommendations.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be it. Wow.
Is that stupid?
Is wild to me.
That's really dumb.
And for all those who have been listening to this for a year, wild.
Insane. We're on Apple Podcast now.
And yeah, we launched on Apple Podcast. We should say that in here.
Yeah.
We're on Apple Podcast now. So if you want to go leave a review, that would be super. Even if you're on Spotify and you're like listening mostly on Spotify, that's totally cool. Love Spotify. But if you can just hop over to Apple Podcasts, leave a review real quick.
Yes.
It is insanely helpful, especially I think it's like
the first
2 weeks of being on Apple Podcasts. It's like an insane boost. So yeah.
It will have already been exactly 2 weeks when this comes out, but
yeah, I guess so.
But you know what?
Yeah, and regardless, it'll help. So yeah, if you can go over there and leave a review. Also, all social media platforms we're on there. Check us out.
Mm-hmm.
We've
been kind of blowing up a little bit on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, we got some
blowing up.
We got some videos that are getting in the tens of thousands, which would be nice. I feel like I'm not even like concerned about the views. I really love when I see a ton of comments, because like I love interacting with those comments, because some of them are hilarious.
Yes,
some of them are brutal. But I don't know. Most of them are fun and I love it. And
I have yet to find you. This is a YouTube short. No, this is a TikTok right now. You watching the meanest comment.
Yeah.
The meanest comment was not the 150 comments roasting me. It was like our third or fourth episode, and the guy goes, "This is really crappy lighting." And you came up to me and you're like, "Look at this comment," and I'm like, "He's right." I was like, it's really bad lighting. I really have to ask this. It just says this is really bad lighting. So that was,
of course,
that was the meanest comment. But because it wasn't even a mean comment. It was just a true fact. All the other ones, I'm like,
all the other ones are just counter opinions to yours that you don't care about.
Yeah, exactly.
But the lighting one,
cut
you to the core.
The lighting sucks. I'm like, yeah,
mic drop.
It really does. All right.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Anything else to say before we?
Oh man, just thank you for listening.
Yeah,
really appreciate everyone out there.
3 more episodes will be a year.
Yeah, 3 more episodes will be a year. Yeah, we'll have to think about a long recommendation. So look forward to that.
All right, I'm Ryan signing off.
I'm Glenn signing off.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.